Okay. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Go.
Oh, okay. So, off to a great start. This is the First Circuit Podcast. Today we got me, Commander Lemming, and then we got Old Bob.
Yay.
We got Ian.
Hello.
We got Biter.
Clark.
And we are going to be talking about Battletech, the roadmap update, and the new Mech, as well as new Mech releases for March 6th, and general patch notes. So,
also,
we don't have any sponsors at the moment tonight.
Aww.
We weren't sponsored this week, so if you do have a sponsor, let us know, guys, in Twitter.
But I'll pass it to you guys on the Battletech stuff.
Okay, as for Battletech, we talked about the Battletech quite a bit last week, and we just wanted to follow up because there were some quite important news this week. So, first things first, we've got a release date, or at least a release month. It's gonna come out in April. It's currently available for pre-order via Steam. The price is $40. If you pre-order the game, you get a Shadowhawk skin, in addition to any backup bonuses you might have received earlier. So if you pre-ordered at the Valhalla level in the past, you're gonna get that Shadowhawk skin in addition to everything else. Also, quick announcement, Battletech is gonna feature some voice actors you may have heard of, including Elias Tufexis, who was featured in The Expanse, Assassin's Creed, DSX, and so on. And the Stackpole novella part 3 is out with quad mechs and urban mechs and DFA jokes. And it's really good. If you have access to it, go ahead and read it.
And Ian, I'm sorry, did you say the skins are going to come with the pack itself too, if you pre-ordered?
The Shadowhawk skin you're gonna get for pre-ordering via Steam, and the Atlas is out by now. You can't get the Atlas skin anymore.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was doing some stuff there. Okay, cool. Can't wait for this, man. Battletech is going to be incredible. Now, I'm sure a lot of streamers will also be doing Battletech, so you'll be seeing a lot of people who normally play Mechwarrior doing Battletech, or even both. So that would be a good thing too, because get as many people that do the Mech Battletech type thing in the future. So it'll be great things for everybody. Okay, Commander Lemmy.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we also have the roadmap update next, in particular for MWO, which I am super happy about. I am pumped. So they are removing respec cost. So if you get a node and you decide you want a different node and gray it out, you don't have to pay your 400 XP to get it again. It's gone. It's done. Thank God.
I don't know why they had that in there, to tell you the truth, man.
And it was funny because the week before I had to explain it to a dude who had just started playing MWO and wanted to redo his Arctic Cheetah. And I just had to give a big sigh and explain to him that that was just their decision. But it's going to be gone in April. And on top of it, there will be no more 32-bit support, but in exchange you get 3 more decals to add, so you can go up to 9 now. And
for your back on Solar 7?
Yes, well, just in general, you can
to
add.
correspond with the Solaris 7 cosmetics. They're upping the number of decals and or things you could put on the mech, basically.
Oh, that is great, actually. That was really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're upping the lowest specs on Steam as well, which also comes with a new Steam page. We actually got in a discussion on Twitter, me and Amadeus. We were shooting messages around because they did the hard points in the art for the new Hero Mechs incorrectly, and I mentioned that they put a disclaimer there, and we were talking about it, saying that it looked lazy from a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
Russ directed us towards the marketing supervisor, who actually exists. They have a marketing team.
They got a hold on, hold the horses there. They got a marketing guy?
You're
Kidding. What's he
have
doing,
a
hiding in the
marketing guy.
closet or something?
His first tweet on Twitter is, "I don't know how to use Twitter." So, but yeah, it's good because I'm gonna tweet random crap at him from now on. It's Matt at Matt_Neutron. And
yeah.
but after that, I sent in another tweet that said, I'd be really interested in revamping the Steam page, giving it a new look, giving it a new icon to draw more attention when the Solaris patch comes out, because it's a whole new game mode. And most of the time when these free-to-play games do a new patch, they will change everything on the Steam page, make it look like a new game, because, I mean, you're practically adding a new game to it. It's a huge change. But it's coming out. I don't know to what extent they're going to revamp it. I'm hopeful that they're gonna, make it look nice, add a new trailer, stuff like that.
Well, they should. Basically the best thing to do, like all, like Blizzard does the same thing too, where they do a whole new CGI movie type thing and pop it out there saying, look at this, it'd be really cool. And then then you can get into the beta testers putting out all the different content for it. So hopefully they do something like that, but really nice, especially to improve Mechwarrior Online from what it is now, and just like a whole new shiny type thing. It's like, ooh, this is cool. Go to Solaris 7, and it's going to be like, from my understanding, it's going to be more of a kind of like a quick play. You click that little button, you go to either faction play or go to and go to the pits and fight each other basically. And then you go to that mode, and like faction play, you have all the different lines of people that to go in faction warfare and all that kind of stuff. Same thing will happen, so it'll be nice. It'll be good. A new thing is always good for any type of game that's out there.
Well, and a revamp on the front end is perfectly timed too, because Battletech did their PR properly, showed up at E3 and gave a lot of, they're bringing in a lot of people who might also look towards, maybe let's look at a game that's in the first-person shooter genre.
Yeah.
And we could potentially get a wave of new players, while, we're probably going to lose a group of players to Battletech, the people who are in it for the tabletop.
But, well, that's, those are all different groups that are out there. You got, like I think we were talking before, first-person shooter group, the lore group, which I'm in, and then you got the, hey, it's a free game group. Then they're all going to be split between a couple games that are coming out, especially if they like stompy robot type things. So you can be the queue is going to be slowed because everyone's doing Solaris, everyone's doing faction warfare, like whoever's left doing that, and then whoever's like on quick play. So you're going to see like a reduction of player base, and then they'll be playing Battletech too, or they might do both. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? But I get a general feeling it's more gonna be just a reduction of queue times. Okay, I'm waiting. Wait Warrior Online. But that's fine though. It's good. It's good as a game, as a genre like Battletech, to be in that type of thing, to get people involved into it, to increase the player base, no matter if it's Battletech, Mechwarrior 5, or even Mechwarrior Online.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. We only have no real numbers and can only really speculate. Sure, of the current participating player base, there is going to be a drop. There's a fair number, at least, are going to be playing the Battletech game for a little bit after it comes out fully. Yeah. However, who's to say how many actually still stick around even after Battletech initially launches? And yes, there's a question. I have a question of just how many people fresh blood is directed overall towards Mechwarrior Online as a consequence of playing Battletech and looking for other experiences in this universe.
Well, the whole thing
is very interesting.
Oh yeah, the whole thing is too. It's marketing for Mechwarrior Online, and if they do what Battletech's doing, like, have you seen the Twitter posts that they've been having? Like, this is the coolest mech in the world. Check this out. Or like, this is this week we're gonna focus on House Lao. This week we're gonna focus on this. And I've been seeing your Twitter posts. There's a bunch of people on harebrained schemes that are like, you know, posting this is my favorite house or whatever, basically doing their thing. That's marketing. That's what they should do. Start doing that kind of stuff. You know, especially get the Mechwarrior guy, or you know, especially the direct people who are just getting Battletech for Mech, you know, from Mech Stomp robots to over to Mechwarrior Online, so they can increase their player base.
I would say generally, at least, the current participating group in Mechwarrior Online is not necessarily the whole entirety of those who are interested or have a history in
Oh yeah.
Battletech. There's a great number who have picked up the game in the past and who have dropped it, or who may never have even necessarily heard of Mechwarrior Online, who got into Battletech, who are following harebrained schemes, who might hop on,
Hey, Reality.
particularly after this game launches and if it's successful. So, in some respects, at least, there might be a whole bunch of old veterans coming back on.
Oh yeah.
Say, oh, I wonder how Mechwarrior Online is doing, and then I don't know. They look at the new skill tree and go, oh God, what is this? And you know, etc. etc.
But you could tell them, hey, you now don't have to spend 400 XP for it. That'd be a good thing, right?
Yeah, that's the way I thought it should have been in the first place.
Well, you shouldn't have to spend, you know, C-bills on it as well too, because I have a lot of mechs now to go through. I still got to spend C-bills to go ahead and respec all the skills, because I even touched some mechs where they're just sitting there, you know, sitting in my mech bay, like, I don't want to fuck with the skill system now. That costs too much to go and deal with right now.
I think
Especially,
at least
yeah.
you
Yes,
feel
it
less
is.
entrenched in the nodes you've already purchased. That's
Yeah,
something the
It's cold.
sunken cost fallacy somewhat reinforces players to do, which is, oh, I've, you know, invested so far into the firepower tree, I might as well continue, even if they're not really finding they're getting much out of the firepower tree or mobility tree or whatever. But now at least you can select and unselect freely. If you have a mech you're really a fan of, you can just, if you build up huge amounts of experience on that thing, you could probably buy all the skill nodes and skill it out freely at any point, and change the build at any point. And that was a big problem, at least with the cost in the first place. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I might want to change this mech that has your various hard points from a missile mech to a ballistic mech, but I don't really want to spend the nodes to, you know, buy the ballistic nodes and then have to, you know, if I don't like it, buy back to missile.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean-
especially because they're looking at changing the mobility skill tree in future patches.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I mean, in the last patch notes, it says, yeah, they changed the torso speed node for heavies and assaults, like a little teeny tiny amount.
57.6.
And
Yep.
then they said, while only a small enhancement at this time, we are closely observing the mobility tree for possible future changes. Because that was one of the things that actually came out in Dane's video
Mhm.
of the
Yeah.
mobility tree not being worth it.
Yeah,
So
most people don't pick the mobility tree, and it's quite a large investment for not that much gain.
I only do it for like
with
maybe light mechs, and that's it.
changes, with changes to
It's cold.
the tree itself, that means that you have to shift nodes, and that can be a nightmare for a lot of people. But also, it's less of a nightmare now, at least in the future in April
Yeah.
once it changes.
Changing the values, like putting up the speed, you know, the increased torso twist speed, for example, is the easiest way to go about it without radical change. I think at least a lot of times people really want the speed tweak, but that is such a huge investment to get, just the extra boost in speed. It's and all the other
Positioning's a lot
nodes are
better,
somewhat
though.
junky.
But
Mhm.
and then I guess as a final change from that that roadmap update is the removal of the current supply cache system. They're coming back. You know, boxes are coming back with bolt-ons. I have no doubt.
You
But
think so?
oh yeah, they said the existing supply caches and supply cache key system will be undergoing a ground up redesign. So they're
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, they're doing a different box with the cosmetics in Solaris.
It'll probably have something to do with either the new currency, accolades, or, well, it might have something to do with that. It depends. But there's not much we know about it other than the fact that once the patch rolls around, all your keys are refunded and all your caches are refunded. So you get 25 MC per key, and 50,000 C-bills per cache. So
basically, however much
yeah.
you would get if you sold the caches or if you bought the keys.
I know, like, even with the supply cache though, like I did my stats on it and I opened like 25 of them, and it was like, okay, I got this. I think I got like 1 mech out of 25 or something like that. And that's like rare from what I heard. So if they redo the supply cache system with like accolades and like, you know, bolt-on crap and stuff like that, they should revamp it to have a better chance of getting some things, because I almost always got the normal things, like the you know, like the not the common items.
Yeah, it was not a worthwhile supply
advanced
cache
UAV.
system.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, it did not feel good getting those caches. Hopefully some loot box or whatever thing they're implementing actually, feels encourages people to buy them and makes people feel good when they open them, at least from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah,
Well,
a little more focused on cosmetics and a little bit less focused on cheap shit you can get with C-bills.
Exactly. Well, you know, it's kind of nice. You know, Bob's gonna get about 3 million, and then my alt will get about. He only has keys left, so we'll probably get about like I think 500 like MC. So it'll be nice. You know, it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm going to get a whole bunch of both values since I didn't use the things, even though they gave away the keys at several events. I didn't. It's just like I can't be bothered opening these.
Yeah, I know.
So you don't have any general rule in case of what caches you're gonna open before the patch?
No, not really.
I'm gonna open every cache that has a legendary in it. So Mech or 1000 MC, just because I'm a gambler. Fuck it, it's 25 MC that I'm losing because I have 50 keys.
Might as well, man.
I reasoned for quite some time, at least the 25 MCs to me were more valuable than whatever crap I got out of the boxes. So normally when I open the boxes, I just looked at what the common items were. And so the only boxes I opened were the ones where they had like 50 MC as a common, because I'm mostly going to get commons, and uncommons are ones that I'm okay with getting.
I mean, I thought about it and I went, I can either like open 20 caches that I have stored or get like half a Pirate's Bane worth of MC. So I'm in it for shits and giggles.
We'll make a video on it, man.
Yeah, I probably will. I've been storing them.
Okay. Anything else on the roadmap thing?
I think that covers about everything.
I am happy they're gonna do the respec. That's nice. 3-bit system, never really worried about it, but it's kind of cool to have the 3 extra decals. Be kind of cool, man. I like that. Because so many times I'm doing some artwork and like, oh god, man, I have 6. It sucks.
I can draw such a detailed penis on my mech now.
Exactly.
Okay. I would say, other than maybe the 32-bit one, all of these are obvious, clear quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
That the game it improves the overall quality of the game little bit by little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Which it makes a good sign for people who are like on the edge. So it's good they're doing this kind of stuff.
And speaking of 32-bit, we should maybe continue a tradition we started with the MWO launcher. Can we have a single second of silence for the 32-bit system? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. And
all right.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, all right, I think this places us at the Flea, actually.
Yes, it does.
Now,
I like it.
Short, quick maths before we start. Max speed with tweak and with maximum tweak and with mask. Thanks to GitLab and Sorvin in my Discord, we have 177.6 kph. Given that a mask MK1 is going to be about 20%. We base that since the MK3 is 26%, MK2 is 23%. Probably going to be 20% bonus.
What's Locust go at?
Locust top speed, you're looking at like 165 full tweak, if I remember correctly.
167 or 9 or so, yeah.
So isn't the hitboxes going to be screwed up though? Like I thought they couldn't go over like 170 or something.
I don't know the exact speed that they get screwed up on, to be honest.
I think, well, the faster you go, the more the latency becomes an obvious issue because with the was it because it's a client based this game?
Yeah, they
So
do. They do calculations. There was a lot of whining about people who would purposely make their ping really, really shitty in pilot locusts, so they were really hard to lock onto.
Jeez.
Because the calculation, and this is all speculation off of the forums, so but what they would do is they would take basically the average location from where you see them and where they see themselves, and do the hit calculation based on that. And the faster you go, the worse that gap can get with latency.
With live. See?
So
live.
They did actually explain that system at some point. It's called host state rewind. Well, I think going in depth in that system is way overboard for this podcast. I was trying to explain it to Old Bob at some point earlier, and
my brain
I
exploded.
think I failed.
Oh, jeez.
So like with
it's a bit like sending a letter to your local government office saying, "I'm shooting at the locust in front of me," and the locust sends a letter saying, "I'm running forwards," and eventually both letters reach it, but the locust has already moved much further forward by the time it's arrived, quote unquote.
True.
So this is a matter of more milliseconds than days for the letter to arrive, but that's the issue when you got something going too fast, I think.
So, like, what do we know about the Flea? Because I gotta scratch that itch.
Well,
so
it's
the basic
heavier than it's supposed to.
Too much TMI.
I mean, the basic points about the Flea are it's a 20-ton inner sphere light mech. Most notable features I would say about it is it has mask and possibly ECM. One in particular has mask and ECM.
Paywall.
Behind the reinforcement paywall.
Yeah, God, that sucks.
I mean, it's $25 still, though. It's not too bad, at least, because it's a light.
Yeah, it's cheaper because it's a light, but and they have an extra variant, the Fire Ant, which is not there to it's there to get everyone confused.
Well, basically, like as far as like if you're looking to get premium time and some mech bays and stuff like that, it's not a bad deal for $15. You're getting 3 mech bays, and also you get your premium time, which is I think what $12 itself. I think is that right? So like for like $1 each mech, you pretty much for like what $15, you're getting premium time, mech bays, items, badges, but we didn't know sticky badges for $15 and 3 days of premium time. So if you're looking to do that, it's not a bad deal to tell you the truth. If you're just looking for premium time.
So I mean, you're getting lots of bits and pieces. The question is whether this thing will be any good, and it's got a similar kind of shape as a locust or Jenna type shape. It's not got the it's not shaped like a humanoid. It's this kind of Jenna shape. Which
like a
means
little
it's
baby cicada, sort of.
Yeah,
Cicada.
it's this type of shape does make it a bit harder to pilot, particularly at higher speeds, particularly like if you're using mask.
Yeah.
It also makes it generally more fragile. Those little arms are not necessarily going to be the best shields, just like with the Locust. I think they'll be better though. But overall, what does this do that the Locust can't? Well, I guess mass small laser, mass machine gun a bit better. The thing is, it's a 20-tonner. It is really struggling
Sorry,
for
I'm
an
going up and
sphere
down.
to actually fit anything in there.
Yeah, we did the math again in Discord. So the comparison between a max engine in a Locust and a max engine in the Flea, since it's smaller, you're going to end up having the same amount of tonnage with max engine in a Flea same amount of tonnage with max engine in a Locust as a Flea with max engine and mask, but you're going to lose out on slots. So you're probably going to have to drop Pharaoh. You're going to have to switch to probably light, which is a pain in the ass. But you get the benefit, and also you have to carry another external heatsink, so your heat management is going to tank, but you have a shit ton more hard points to play with. So it's a really big toss-up.
Yeah, because its engine size is a bit smaller than the Locust. So the ones without mask are going. No, I think they're basically piranha speeds. No, slower than the
Yeah.
piranha.
Yeah.
So it's relatively slow for 20 tons, though it's still going to be pretty darn fast, I think.
With the mask, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially.
The huge number of hard points really are not necessarily that relevant for such a small mech and for such for the tech base we're operating with.
Hey, Chronic.
Yeah, that such a small engine, you've got 4 external heat sinks. So if you're using doubles on one of the energy boats, that's taking up 12 slots.
You might just want to stick with standard heat sinks.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
might
but
be
if
a
you're in an
single
energy
heat
boat
sink.
and you've only got like 10, 11 heat sinks, you're going to want doubles rather than singles.
Yeah, true.
So spending that space on those is very much worth it, rather than
cool
saving
shots.
more. Yeah. And the thing is, at least if you're looking to pick up a light mech pack, there is already the Piranha out there for mass machine gun, for mass lasers, and clan lasers. You could do a lot more
But it's a
things
clanner
at
mech,
smaller
though.
tonnage.
There's also the Javelin out there, which is bigger, meaner, missile hardpoints. Always the top. Always the best. Love missile hardpoints on lights. Honestly, in terms of builds, I would not be surprised if I saw single large pulse laser builds or single ER large laser builds, despite the number of hardpoints.
Yeah.
Turn
Single
into
ammo
locust
intense.
builds. Oh god.
Well, the 19 basic I'm looking at, the 8 machine guns. You got medium laser and probably a rocket 20 or something like that, like for the missile type thing, just to knock it out. But I mean, you're kind of limited on builds. You're like, look, energy boat, ballistic energy missile boat, type thing. It's just, I don't know. But I mean, I'm gonna still get it though, just because it's a light mech and it's inner sphere, and plus I need the 30 days premium time. And for $1 mech, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think it's, if you enjoy light mechs, it's kind of a fun experience, at least particularly with that reinforcement pack. And I'm really upset that is locked behind the paywall.
Yeah.
The mask ECM stealth shenanigans with laser boat is
true,
at least somewhat funny on paper. You're going to be really, really, really tough to catch. It's just a problem with this mech is it's never really going to necessarily do any work done. So it's a mech to faff about in and have fun in, but if you really want to just take a good light mech, there's others out there that are way better. Just like the Piranha is a much better pack to pick up for your money if you haven't got it already. In the Seer machine gun mechs, I'm glad at least finally we got one with a lot of hard points. It's just a shame it's a 20-tonner, and therefore in the Sphere mechs really struggle to actually fit in all the stuff for that to work.
Yeah. Also, too, if you're prone to dying and freaking out, basically, you're probably not want to get this mech. But like Chronic was saying that. Let me get it up here. Hold on a second. Okay, this mech is going to boil it down to hitboxes and survivability on battlefield. That's the only way this mech is viable, which is true. It depends what the what the survivability is on this mech. But I mean, a Locust. If you're a good pilot for Locust, you might be a good pilot for this though.
It depends on what you think makes a light mech viable, because the issue, at least with the increased TTK in the game, is lights are still relatively squishy, but they also just really lack the firepower to open all those really tough cannons that are out there, or the really powerful, one-shot laser vomit mechs that are out there. So it's kind of why, at least, I'm not sure. Like, I don't see that many locusts out and about, or I don't see them out and about and doing anything really that effective. At Innisphere 20-tonner, the most its value comes in squirreling the enemy and making them feel like they're more under threat than they actually are, and having ECM, just like with the Pirate's Bane, and possibly having Mask, makes this thing extra slippery. So I think the value in this mech isn't like the Piranha, where it jumps in and absolutely ganks like 2 or 3 mechs in a few minutes. Its value is going to obviously be in squirreling people and how disciplined your enemies are and how good you are at playing up the enemy team psychology. It's a very difficult play style to get right, particularly since, at least to some degree, I think piranhas and other locusts and the really fast mechs can chase you down a little bit. Like that would be a huge concern for me. But otherwise, yeah, its big value is just scrolling. The last point I would say, just yeah, that reinforcement, the mask ECM is behind the paywall. I'm very upset about that. But the hero, I don't get, at least from BGI's perspective, why bother with
I
the
want
hero?
it. I
It's the
want
two
it.
missiles.
That's
why,
the only
basically.
one that I
Two missile,
want.
yeah.
It's the two missiles, one in each torso, and that's the
So-
reason why.
Very, very easy reason for me. I love the hell out of my mosquito, which is a locust with double streak 2. And I can do that on the hero.
Yeah, I do the locust with quad SRM too. Shit is so much fun. I love 20 tonners with
Well,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. But
right now the meta
Yeah.
is missiles, and usually like any missile mechs are pretty much.
Isn't.
No, I've been doing really well with missile mechs. Well, not learns, but actually like SRMs and streaks. But like anytime I look at a mech now, I'm like, ooh, missiles. Okay, I could put this and this and this here, and it works out fine for me. As far
I
as
think it
my
is
damage.
a good thing to mention though that this thing is probably going to be eaten alive by light mechs that can outpace it at standard speed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like other locusts will probably have pretty decent shot at knocking it out. Piranhas will end this poor little baby because you don't have enough armor to stop machine guns.
Yeah, true.
In terms of its
And-
size, its proportions, at least in the demo image, it's a lot of leg and then a tiny little body on top. For 20 tonners, though, your legs being really hard to hit is almost the more important thing than your torsos.
I mean, it is a giant, well, not giant, but it is a block on legs similar to the cicada. So it might also suffer from just getting dual heavy goused and getting KO'd 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Speaking of the dual heavy gust, do we have an estimate of the maximum armor points I could put on that thing?
What?
Survivability armor points, because I'm looking at the stock armor points, and those are lower than the Piranha.
Yeah, 96 is not a lot.
And that's making me afraid, because the Piranha can be one-shot by anything.
Well, especially, yeah, basically you get hit. I mean, leg, it transfers what to the torsos, right?
I don't know.
Let's
I'm
I mean,
happy.
the piranha and the locust have a maximum armor. If you put max armor in everywhere of 138, not accounting for like skill tree or quirks.
Yeah.
I am assuming, just like with all the other mechs, it's generally going to be 138 max. The question is, what extra buffs do they give it?
Yeah,
I imagine it's going to get similar little bits of buffs to the legs, like the locust, and that's about it.
Yeah, whatever they do to this mech, they have to do to the locust, or there's going to be a shit fit. At least for me, I'll be upset if they buff a 20 tonner and then they don't touch the locust. Because they're essentially, these two are going to be very, very similar in role.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
The locust just has generally slightly more restrictive hardpoints or more arm-oriented hardpoints, and that's about the main difference.
Yeah, less burst speed, more sustained speed.
Yeah, Chronic was
like
saying
that.
the only thing that can really save it is mobility quirks type thing to make it halfway decent as far as like getting in, hit, and then run away type thing, and squirrel people.
And the sad thing, at least knowing PJ, like the mask ones could reinvigorate the old times of the locust. This is something like the Dane talked about in the Unfunny of Mechwarrior Online video. Like the locust had such brilliant agility back in the day, it was able to wiggle backwards and forwards and be really difficult to hit.
Yeah.
After the engine desync, though, it's got kind of good agility, the best of the game, but it's still kind of sluggish. It can't stutter step like it used to. It can't just poke around a corner, instantly shoot someone, and run back instantly. Like it's not able to poke people, and be super annoying. Instead, you sort of waddle forwards into the cover, go hello, they shoot you in the face, and eventually you got back into cover. With the mask, you might be able to do that again.
agree with you,
However,
John,
of
by the
course,
way?
you're spending a ton on the slot or whatever to do it. And knowing PGR, at least they often nerf the agility of mechs, often like with ones with mask and whatnot, just to stop people from having that kind of fun.
Yeah, we're talking about that as well.
Okay, so anything else on the Flea, guys?
Yes, I've got one more point. We were talking about the value of that pack, if you should buy it for real money or wait for C-bill release. And here's a thing to consider about the Flea. You don't get a lot of upgrades from the get-go. You're gonna have to buy an XL engine for it. You're gonna have to buy
Yeah.
double heat sinks. In some cases, you're gonna have to buy Endosteel Light Ferro if you want it.
Mhm.
So the Flea is gonna be fairly expensive to equip. On the other hand, it's gonna be crazy cheap in the store once it comes out.
It's
so
gonna be
similar
like
to
3
Locust.
It's gonna be
million
like an
taps.
Irby, basically.
All the upgrade costs are the same one way or another. You're saving yourself that tiny cost at the start.
I mean, I need the premium time like anyways. Get that. That's $12 normally, and get a mech for $1 each. I don't see why not. I mean, for $15, why not? That's how that's my take on it. Plus, also I could fuck around with it and just have some fun. That's the whole thing about that one.
Yeah, $15 is $15. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
$15 is $15, man. You better get some $15 and go buy one, man.
Shit.
What's up, Snuggles?
Hey.
But yeah, like
So, Snuggles, any final points on the Flea? We were just
Yeah.
wrapping
Well,
up.
what's your opinion on the Flea, basically?
yeah.
Oh, I like it. I'm looking forward to it. Mainly, I want to see its max engine rating with the mass burst if it is going to indeed break the engine. That's what I want to see. I want to see if this will be the mech that literally breaks Mechwarrior Online.
Well, I'm sure
Well,
they tested it though.
We just mentioned it's gonna kick up to 177.6 kph.
Well, I mean,
So-
there's how they test things, and then there's how they're actually implemented into the game, which I found to be
You guys
usually
do
two
live
different
commentary?
things.
That's a good idea, but probably not
Yeah.
though.
But it's only
John.
about 10 kph higher than a Locust at max engine.
Nano,
So
sorry, man.
hopefully it doesn't break it. That would reflect very poorly on their engine if it broke it.
Yeah, but I'm sure they tested it before they popped this thing out to go. Okay, well the hitboxes are fine. Let's go put it out there. They're not gonna put anything. Well, hold on.
Well, that was the whole reason why they told us we couldn't get it for so long, is because it was running too fast and there was too many registration issues, and that it could run through
That was
terrain.
like a year ago though. Man.
That
They
was
probably
the
fixed the engine.
issue with the Fire Moth, though.
Yeah.
The
The
Fire
stupid up-
Moth, which never came out.
Well, it was usually spitballed this and the Fire Moth had the
That's a big mistake, John.
same issue.
I like
So
on the mini map.
maybe they were just throwing some shit out there so people would stop asking. I don't know.
Well, by the by, just a stupid idea, but the Mask ECM one, could you probably fit a large laser and then take that on a 1v1 Solaris and just troll the shit out of people?
Just be on the outskirts and just shoot them because most builds are actually short range builds.
Yeah.
Squirrel people to the end of time.
Depends if they're running a light mech too.
Yeah, I know.
That would
True.
be
Not to
scary.
say that's going to work until you run into like a piranha
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
true.
another asshole in a flea with a large laser.
Take a flame of backup.
Okay.
Space.
So, any more thoughts on the Flea, guys? Do you guys like the paint jobs? I think they're pretty cool. I definitely like the.
Oh, I'm digging the paint
I'm
jobs.
digging paint jobs too.
I like the paint jobs, but I'm only interested on the ECM mask, or the mask ones, and the ECM one in particular, and those aren't the ones getting paint jobs. So
I like how
No.
the special looks like a crash test dummy.
Yeah, I know.
'Cause that's
Yeah,
essentially what
that's
it's gonna be.
It's true. Okay, so we got the Flea. Worth it? Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
not. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Decals,
cool.
decals, the
if
colors
you want
are
to be a
cool.
squirrel, otherwise it's not really
Yeah.
necessarily that worth it on the battlefield.
If you're good at light mech, you're probably gonna like this. If you hate being killed all the time and flip out, you're not gonna like it. So
Well, we don't even know how big this thing is. I mean, if it's locust size,
it's huge, dude. It's huge. It's like the size of an atlas. Come
it's
on.
huge. It's
It's
huge.
huge, man.
Huge.
Okay, so we got the Flea. March 6th. What comes out March 6th? There's something coming out.
Osiris!
Couple Mechs. So,
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
yeah. MC Mechs first,
shit, I don't have it
because
up.
no one cares about MC Mechs. Nova Cat Nightstar. Boom, done. C-bill Mechs, way more interesting. Osiris and Arctic Wolf. Go ahead, guys.
Yes.
So yeah, March 6th, next Tuesday, they are releasing these mechs. I think, well, we have covered these two mechs in the past, but I think the big one we'll be seeing a lot on the field will be the Arctic Wolf, which has been a fairly good performer, all told.
What And was it clan? It was clan escalation, right? Yeah, let's look at.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
And
escalation pack one.
it means if you've only got the standard pack, now you can buy the the battle mechs. And if you're wanting to get Omni mechs, you don't need to get 3 in a standard pack. You could just buy 1 and buy Omnipods, which is a lot better worth.
That's what I did with from mech bays. Now I went through all my clan mechs. Said, you are good. I'm gonna keep you, and you other two, you going back to scrapyard. And I just kept the Omnipods, and that's it. I didn't scrap a bunch of clanners. But yeah, like the Osiris, I'm interested in playing that one. I'm definitely like interested in checking that out and see if I could do something like with it. Yeah, then the
It's gonna be my spiritual journey for a week. I'm gonna pick up the Osiris. I'm gonna report back what I think.
The Arctic Wolf, I want to troll people like with the missiles.
Like me and Aethamic and whatnot, I sort of started the tradition of just sort of mocking Osiris's. How
everyone told me no, don't buy one, so I have to.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if you guys remember, I had giant issues with the Osiris when it came out, and I cursed it quite a bit. But it's grown on me. At least the MM31 is quite fun as a kind of trolley mech, or the single light goes one. So it's a cool mech.
It's okay.
You can make it work if you just want to have fun. It's not gonna be all that effective though.
It's not a meta mech, guys.
If you guys feel like you want to demo the Flea, just buy the Osiris and mess about in that.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, challenge accepted.
Exactly. But like I'm interested, like just buying one of the Arctic Wolf and maybe like 1, maybe 2 of the Cyrus's just to fuck with them and see if they're gonna be fun or not. So that's my thing. It'd be interesting. It's something new.
My plan at least. My plan for Tuesday or whatever I'm playing that time is there's going to be a lot of small, light and medium mechs running about.
Yeah.
I think they need to get streaked off the field. Yes.
Yes. Especially when the Flea comes. That won't take what you run like 4 or 6 streaks. Streak 6s.
It all depends. Like on the hitboxes and how they change streak spread by the time it comes out.
Okay. Yeah.
It also it's really funky with fast moving 20-tonners because the thing with like a Locust is it's slower than the streaks, but it's like 75% the speed. So you fire the streaks at the guy, and he runs behind cover. The streaks follow him all the way, and they start clumping up and getting tighter and tighter. So sometimes you can just totally take out a Locust in one volley with relatively few streaks. Other times, though, like they're really good at shielding, and it takes you quite a few volleys because you strip all the stuff on the left, you strip all the stuff on the right.
Well, let's not forget the last patch. The streaks got an upgrade. They're going to be targeting more center torsos or more side torsos, and less of the extremities.
I'm personally upset at the
I'm working
fact that
Spectre. I'm working on that.
The same audio cue for a streak
wave still trying to figure out a way to
is the same audio cue as if streaks explode right behind you and don't hit. So I have shit my pants many, many times in a Locust when I hear BAM right behind me and no damage happens. Freaks the fuck out of me. Makes me upset. But
I mean, with streaks, I always enjoy messing with people because they hear warning enemy missiles incoming, and they think it's Lerm, so they take cover, but I'm actually a streak boat who's flanked them. I just keep hitting them, and they think they're getting lermed, and they don't learn, and I basically strip half their mech before they suddenly look up and go, "Hey, wait a minute, you aren't Lerm."
Yeah. So
I guess next week we were doing. I'm doing the quest of the Osiris, but Ian and Biter did the quest of the Thanatos.
I guess I'll do the quest of the Arctic Wolf.
Sure, you'll be the special kind.
I'll be the special kind.
Bob?
Yeah.
Can you do the quest of the Roughneck?
Oh
no!
Shit. Oh yeah, that's coming out. Fucking shit!
Don't get us started, Snuggles. Stop it. That's funny.
No, I need to kickstart the drama.
I don't know. Like I don't know, man. I'll write on my project list and like how to shitstorm the Roughneck or something. Call it something or like I'll make a video on it.
Yes.
Damn you! You
Yes.
fucking didn't hit it. Okay, anyways, so yeah.
Yeah, anyways,
As long as you name it Snuggles, I hate you. I will be fine.
Okay, hold on. Let me write that down. Hold on a second. Snuggles, I hate you. Hold on. Snuggles, you are a dick. Hold on, Snuggles. Okay.
So
So-
while we're getting demonetized, Spider,
Yep.
do you want to move on to the Thanatos?
So let's move on to the Thanatos here.
Okay, so last patch they said that they were helping up the Thanatos a bit with survivability.
How much you need to pull for Rokne?
By moving structure quirks to armor quirks,
On a
particularly
collection
on,
fund,
like,
I
the
don't
side
know.
torsos, and in fact buffing them up a bit as well. From what I've gathered, at least, basically across the line, mostly Thanatoses are getting plus 10 armor to their side torsos, whereas the side torso structure, of course, is now just standard 75 tonners. There's two exceptions, though. The hero, the Hangover, has just plus 7 armor on the side torsos because one extra laser is very scary for some reason. And the 5P is a very interesting exception. It gets plus 20 on the side torsos, making it one of the tankiest side torso mechs in the game. Like, it's side torsos skilled up at like 95, whereas center torso is about 110.
Jesus, because like almost all the heavy mechs are, well, actually, like almost all the the assault mechs are like 80 at the most.
Yeah, so like an Orion will put like 85 on the side torsos.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that is 90 if you front load it all. But yeah, this one is a beast in terms of that one particular variant is a beast in terms of tankiness. The others are okay. Like, I think they're quite, they feel quite a bit tankier. It's a lot nicer not having the weapons put in the high mounts getting stripped so quickly, because having a lot of extra structure was not very helpful.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying I've been really enjoying the hero. I always enjoyed that, but the 5P I put two MRM40s in it because it's missile side torsos, and just blasting people and being a giant walking tank.
That's 80. Damn, that's not bad. Like, I've been putting like MRM40s on my Marauder with a tag, and it's been working out pretty good. But 240s, that's interesting.
Yeah, MRM80 high mounts,
Mhm.
and I don't care if people try and trade with me. I've got so much armor, and one flamer in case anyone gets close, just so I can win any brawl.
Well, of course, you have to have the flamer in there,
Flamer or tag, man, or Flamer and an arc. I'm sorry, Flamer and an arc. That's
Yeah.
all you need. It makes
Me and
people
Ian
freak
did,
out, which is awesome.
Yeah, me and Ian did play a few days ago,
Good.
like earlier in the week. We had some very strange matches though that whole
oh
day.
my
So,
god, why would I ever
Come on, Ian.
change? Okay, I gotta tell this story just
Okay,
because.
tell it.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay, so Biter, Ian, and I are doing matches. They're in Thanatoses. I'm in a Spirit Bear just for shits and giggles because I don't have the Thanatos. But we end up running into this group of 3 Mad Cat 2Cs, or Mad Cat MK2s, sorry, and Mad Cat MK2s, with all either Lerm 10s or ATM 12 builds. Just spam Lerms, nothing else. And every match they got left behind and absolutely murdered by our team. And they
Who
would
didn't see
lose
that one
horribly.
coming? Raise your hand.
Yeah. So we get into a match where we're on their team, and I'm laughing my ass off already. But Biter asks them a question. It's something along the lines of, "Have you guys decided to switch up builds yet?"
No, that was
And-
Ian.
That was
yeah.
Ian. Yeah,
I
Ian.
was starting to bullshit talk them, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you savage.
Have you guys decided to switch up builds yet after losing that many matches? The guy goes, "Why would I ever change?" With such a serious tone. Man was dedicated to his craft.
And like, if you were looking at the paint shop, they even had Lerm support all over it. It was hilarious.
And I
Yeah, it was,
couldn't play.
Lerm support on the front, and what was it on the back? The one that I picked
I'm
apart.
cold. That's
Oh,
why
it said back off
I'm
on the back of
freezing.
the map.
Yes.
Oh, it's almost like he knew.
Wow. Oh, you know,
There was a lot of potatoes that night. But the Thanatoses and Random Spirit Bear kind of carried a lot of matches that game that time. And we just we're really confused to what's going on, and we don't know how to build these mechs. And we're just like, why are we winning with Thanatoses?
well, it's usually the case like with our team. It's like organized chaos. It's like, how did we win this type thing? We just work together as a great team, but we have almost no communication. We just like know each other's thoughts. We are one with each other.
I mean, we had a huge winning streak until we joined another group,
Yeah.
and then we started losing time and time again, and then everyone signed off quickly.
It's because I
Well,
left.
Some games you're the fly, some games you're the windshield.
True.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Well, we oriented away from double Thanatos. You see that we lost our lucky charms.
Yep.
yeah.
So the
And
5
speaking of odd matches, we also had one match with a full lens of cataphracts in the enemy team, and I kind of felt like back in
Well,
2012.
That was the same one, like when we happened to jump with the Lerm team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, the enemy charge our position. It's like, how did they know we have a bunch of learners? But I started knocking them, and their momentum totally stopped, and they just sort of stood in front of us whilst getting lermed horribly. So
Did they follow the missiles back to the enemy? That's usually a good way to tell if there's
yeah,
alert
like if you're
bugs.
getting lermed like crap, you see a whole bunch of lerm, and you're already pushed. Push more, guys. Instead, they stopped, and that just meant they got, tore apart piece by piece. It was
overclocked my CPU.
like
Yeah.
this Lerm team, by the way, they're all just Lerm boats. They didn't bring a Narca, and I just happened to be a Thanatos with Narc. I'm just bringing it for the lols, and
I mean-
finally they got a win because a random Thanatos Narc saved the day.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
nonetheless.
Yeah, and you probably
when
didn't
we
hear
were
shit
up
from them
against-
either. They probably didn't even say thank you.
Yeah, no.
Typical.
But nonetheless, even when we did go up against like a fairly okay team that was, for some reason, they had like 6 Orion 2Cs.
Oh,
With the Brawler LB20 and
oh,
Storm 6 build. And we stood up and beat them in a brawl.
Well,
Like, we were able to stand up and still win in the mosh pit. They came in piece by piece. Just
Yeah.
kind
oh,
of shitty.
that's why.
Okay.
But
yeah.
we were still able to hold on.
I mean, that match I
Despite the
got
odds.
1.5k in the Thanatos. Obviously, I did get some free damage on DC at the end, whilst Ian was trying to kill himself by exiting the map. But let's just say 1k of Thanatosi standing my ground against brawlers.
But
So Thanatos, it's really nice to actually put the structured armor points, right?
It's a nice little buff. I think the 5p is the big winner,
Mm-hmm.
and the hero is a slight loser for no particular reason.
Do you know when it comes out for C-bills by chance?
Oh, it's going to be
Yeah.
a ways away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we need to get we got the first half of the escalation pack will be coming out for C-bills. The second half will come out for C-bills,
Next month.
next month or whatever, and then the Thanatos will be coming out for C-bills. So it's a couple of months away.
Okay. So
yeah, I found the schedule.
yes, so like I'll probably pick it up for C-bills though, kind of mess with it. I'm not a Sol pilot whatsoever, but I'll still use it just good. Put in my stable and go, look, I have a Thanatos, look at that, type thing. I'll just do that kind of thing. But
It can be good if you find a build that really clicks with you. It's just
Yeah.
really hard making builds for it.
I'm just a horrible Sol pilot though, man. I'm more medium and heavy, myself. But
It's 75 tons.
It's heavy.
No excuses.
Okay. I think there's one other topic we have, which I forgot his name. Is it Orcrist?
It's Orcrist.
Orcrist.
I thought it was Orcrist.
Huh.
So that was me.
Okay,
I
so
don't
after
know.
we've butchered the name.
Okay, after we butchered the name, here we go. Go ahead, Ethan.
So, if you guys were following the Battletech and especially Hairbrand Scheme scene for a while, there was a tabletop game live streamed on Twitch on HyperRPG, which is called Death from Above. which was a really, really fun series that went on for well over 2 years, I think, by now. And lately, one of the really dedicated fans has put out a rulebook in the style of the original Battletech rulebooks to basically summarize that tabletop series. So to give you a really quick rundown, it's basically a ragtag bunch of mercenaries that were forced to work together in the outer periphery to do some stuff for a certain hidden faction. And basically the DFA rulebook is about their story, how they got together, how they eventually managed to break free, and how they venture on a great quest to actually do good in the galaxy. It's a really good setting. It's a bunch of amazing characters. Also, if you've got the time, feel free to watch the DFA Twitch series. It's really good.
It's on Twitch and YouTube, and I'll leave links down below, like in this, in fact, on the video, plus all links for everything else. I mean, like, I like it. It's just awesome, man. In fact, let me get the links here. Hold on. But like, I'm a big role-playing type person, and especially for Mechwarrior, and they have all the rules and everything else that like kind of like a quick easy rules, like, you know, and compared to Mechwarrior 3 and 4, which is astronomically hard to build a character. It takes forever to do, but this actually makes it quick and easy. You could go and do it, and it's really, really nice, man. If you guys ever want to get into the Mechwarrior universe of role-playing pilots and, you know, stuff like that on tabletop games. So I think that's it. We wanted to. Who's wrapping up? I guess I'll wrap up. Okay, we're talking at the same time. So, to wrap it up, guys, also check out No Guts, No Galaxies podcast for us about the production update will be coming up, and so if you guys can, I'll leave a link in here. Well, actually, No Guts, No Galaxy Twitch, nogutsnogalaxy.com basically, or .twitch, whatever. And go check it out. And yeah, so we have everyone here. Everyone's the First Circuit podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us, guys. We do appreciate it. I'll leave all the links and everything down below. I'll try to get a recap of as far as the timestamps and everything. But hopefully we're gonna have Larsh in next week. Thank you, Snuggles Time, for popping in. You're always welcome, my friend Ian.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, Commander Lemming and Biter. Everyone, thank you very much, guys, and thank you for actually watching us mess up like crazy, but having fun at the same time. This is all. Anyone else want to go and add it real quick? You got 2 seconds.
Remember, guys, battletechgame.com.
Oh, hold on. What's that again?
Battletechgame.com. Okay.
Battletechgame.com. Okay.
I'm about to flee this podcast.
Oh boy. So, anyways, thank
So,
you.
guys, if you want to swing by the Snuggles channel, I got lollipops.
Snuggles has lollipops, so you guys check that out too. Thank you. See you on the battlefield.